Have you ever been hurt so deeply that the idea of forgiveness doesn't bring peace? It brings pain, like reopening a wound that never really healed. Some betrayals don't leave scars, they leave silence, distance, a part of you missing. And while we're told to forgive, to be the bigger person, the truth is, not every betrayal deserves a second chance. The Stoics never asked us to ignore pain. They taught us to look it in the eye, to choose wisdom over rage, clarity over chaos. In this video, we'll walk through 7 betrayals you must never forgive, because even once is too much. And sometimes, the strongest thing you can say is nothing at all. You trusted them. You let your guard down, not out of weakness, but out of love. You told them about your past, your scars, the quiet pain you carry in silence. And instead of holding that gently, they turned it into ammunition. They brought up your trauma to win an argument. They mocked your fears, your dreams, sometimes with a smile, sometimes with an audience. That's not a mistake. That's a choice. They didn't just break trust, they shattered something sacred. Epictetus once said, "We must guard our peace and dignity." So no, you don't need to fight, prove, or explain. You need to leave, not in anger, but in clarity. Because when someone uses your wounds as weapons, they've already shown you they're not safe. They smile to your face, but behind closed doors, it's a different story. They plant seeds of doubt, whisper subtle lies, twist the narrative just enough to make others question you. They don't confront you, they undermine you quietly. No explosions, no drama, just slow erosion. You start feeling the shift. People treat you differently. Opportunities slip. But you can't trace it directly. And that's what makes it so damaging. This kind of betrayal isn't random, it's intentional. It's not immaturity, it's calculation. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." So don't chase explanations. Don't beg for truth from people who profit from distortion. Just walk away, silently. Let their own mask slip, all by itself. You said no, not out of conflict, but clarity. You asked for space, privacy, time. And they kept pushing, showing up uninvited, guilt-tripping you for needing room to breathe. They mocked your limits as overreacting. They didn't misunderstand you, they just didn't respect you. Some people don't honor your boundaries because deep down, they don't think you'll enforce them. But boundaries aren't walls. They're windows into your self-worth. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The mind is our kingdom." And every kingdom needs gates. You don't need to argue, yell, or justify. You just need to close the gate. Because someone who keeps crossing your line was never planning to stay on your side. Sometimes it doesn't sound like cruelty. It sounds like just a joke, honest feedback, or tough love. But look closely, behind every joke is a subtle jab. They compare you to others, downplay your wins, mock your choices, all while pretending it's for your own good. This isn't love. It's emotional erosion. Slow, quiet, but over time, it eats away at your confidence. And why? Because your light threatens the part of them that feels small. Epictetus said, "Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. You don't need to prove your worth. You need to detach with dignity. Because when someone needs to shrink you to feel big, they're not strong. They're afraid. They clap the loudest when you're winning. But when the spotlight fades, so do they. The moment you stumble, they disappear. Not because they're busy, but because your struggle doesn't benefit them. They only show up when there's something to gain. And when there isn't, silence, This isn't friendship. It's a transaction with a smile, a loyalty that runs on conditions. Seneca once said, "Associate with those who are likely to improve you. So let absence speak louder than disappointment." No need for anger, no need to explain. Just cut the cord, quietly, but completely. Because true loyalty doesn't vanish when you have nothing left to offer. It stays, especially then. Some betrayals don't yell, they whisper. You're too emotional. Your dreams are unrealistic. Why do you always need so much? At first, you explain, then you doubt. And slowly, without noticing, you begin to shrink. Not just your voice, but your light, your instincts, your sense of who you are. This isn't just emotional harm. It's identity erosion, slow, quiet, but devastating. Stoicism reminds us, you are the anchor. Your worth doesn't live in someone else's approval. So if someone needs to make you small to feel big, step back, let them go. Because no one gets to rewrite your value, not even those you once loved. Not every betrayal needs an apology. Not every ending needs a conversation. Some people show you exactly who they are, and that's all the closure you'll ever need. Forgiveness is powerful, but it's not the same as permission. You can release the pain without reopening the door. Because sometimes clarity is more healing than closure. The Stoics never told us to seek revenge. They taught us to guard our inner citadel, the quiet peace within. So let them wonder why you left. Let the silence speak louder than your explanation. But never, never, let them return to the place they tried to destroy. Your silence isn't weakness. It's wisdom. If any of this felt familiar, if a part of you quietly nodded while watching, just know, you're not alone. We've all been there. We've trusted the wrong people, stayed too long, and ignored our own instincts. But the Stoics remind us, your peace is not up for negotiation. Your time is sacred. And the energy you keep around you shapes who you become. So walk away, not with bitterness, but with clarity. Not to prove a point, but to protect your soul. And if you're choosing stillness over noise, purpose over performance, subscribe to Stoic True Wisdom for more insights on living with strength, virtue, and unshakable calm. Because in a world that glorifies reaction, stillness is your superpower. Stay grounded. Stay sovereign, and never apologize for protecting your peace.